Hey everybody, I'm in a very talky mood these days. Let's see, let's see what I want to talk about now. Maybe give you a little bit of an idea of how to understand who I am. So my path, some of the things that I've been through, the experiences that I've had, and there's a lot probably that would be amazingly strange. The places that I've been. Oh, the places you'll go, as they say. Maybe talked about some of my tattoos and um, maybe we'll just do that. We'll do this on tattoos for a second. How I was talking to somebody the other day about uh, tattoos as portals, as energy centers, um, as something that is. Let me attempt to explain it this way. Um, they're badges in a way. They hold energy, they spit energy, and I was explaining to them about grind up some, get some nano crystals, like crystals, and grind it up so it's, or you could get it. You could probably get it online, and you could make your own ink, and and the reason I said this, and I you know how I talk at this point, jump all over the map a little bit. Um, the reason you would do that, I had a dream one night. I don't know if it was a dream. It was pretty. I don't know that it was out of body. It was a very strange one, and I've talked to people about how this works before in a lot of my other videos about the levels of dream world and astral travel and all of this. But I was sitting there next to a shaman, and there was a giant fireplace that he was sitting to the left of, and I walked over to him. And I don't remember what was said, but I remember my tattoos. I had a few tattoos on me that were glowing. And the one that you see there on my right arm is an Om symbol. It's from Tamil or Tamil, one of the real ancient languages. And I don't know why I picked that one, but I did because I was like I always liked the idea of what Om is. I looked through all the different symbols, and it just registered that is it right there. And that right there was glowing in gold on my forearm in my dream. I don't know if it was a dream. Maybe it was actually one of the tattoos I was supposed to have, or what I already had. If we get really crazy into this, maybe it's already on my being, and it was something that I just had somebody to draw over so I could remember where it was. So how else would I be glowing gold out of some of my portals of energy that I put on my body? So I have on the other arm, I have the heart 528 on it, which is 528 is the energy of the color green, the C note on a piano, it's just the central harmonic of your heart. And so I thought it made sense to put that inside of the heart. And there's another one a little farther down my arm that is a Reiki symbol for power. And it's on my left hand, my left forearm, excuse me. So what are tattoos? You know, what are these things? Tattoos are, first of all, for people, they're explorations of memory. So mostly people get a tattoo for one of two reasons, and these are always the two reasons for everything in life. It's emotional codexes. It's what's happened in the past or what you'd like to happen in the future. So someone gets a symbol that, oh, that's for someone that died. Yes, now see, or they're like, oh, I'd like to have an experience. Like most of it is geared towards death. This is why so much of the culture of tattoos came out of skull and bones, or skulls, or very what's the artwork name? And I'm gonna do this again in the third video in a row, and it's frustrating, but whatever, let it happen. Um, Sailor Jerry. There's a style to things. There we go. There's a style to art and tattoos, and it's always connected. Tattoos are connected to what? Pirates. What are pirates? Pirates always have one eye. They have a. Why are they missing an eye? Is it to tell you something? Why are they missing a leg, a peg leg, and a parrot? Yeah, there's a reason for all that. We'll get into another time. But the tattoo is a storehouse of energy, and if you do it the right way, it comes, it's like people that are tattooed are generally more powerful people. Generally, you'll see that. Watch it. It's just like someone look. If someone's black, what we'd call black or melanated person, what we can see is that their body has more strength to it because of the color, because they're radiating illumination from the sun. And what tattoos do is they cover up light areas on the body with stronger force, and you can actually create force fields and sigils and signs with tattoos. Um, it doesn't need to be done, but it's kind of like, hey, what's up, Dumbo? Don't you know that you hold all the power? It doesn't matter if you're white, black, or Asian or whatever. It doesn't, the power of the sun's already in you, even if you're white. So for anybody that, even though I love the shit out of my dude Nature Boy, he goes way too far with the melanation and the black god and the whole. He gets way too far. He's a cool cat. I'd probably visit him, but whether or not, yeah, I have sun in me. I'm fully sun charged, right? And so is everybody else, or else you wouldn't be walking around. It just so happens, being closer to the equator and having fruits and higher power from something doesn't necessarily grant you, it's not, it doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you even closer to God or the God experience. You could be living in Alaska. You could be living so far away from the sun and being in the cold and be the strongest shaman ever. Because because you had so much energy in you, you could live in a cold climate. See, there's something. I'm not going to go too far into that, but what tattoos are, and a little bit of my history, heritage, the things. I don't know. What have I been through? What kind of, if I were to write out people write out their. They want to get a job, so they have their. What are they? That's so funny. I don't even know what it's called anymore. you write out your resume. There we go. Your resume to get a job, like your resume to get into the afterlife. Your resume to get into the club. What's on your resume? Well, people always are curious. Like, it's funny. Some people they discredit me because they're like, what do you do for a living? What's your job? And I'm like, well, I teach people, kind of. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. But they discredit me because it's like I don't have my credentials. But it's funny, like, if you have a job for the last 15 years, your credential is 40 hours a week of that job. If, for me, I haven't had a job in 15 years, my credentials is that I haven't had to be programmed by a job. I actually spent every moment of my waking hours philosophizing and engaging in human experiences, good, bad, indifferent, strange ones, sex, violence, and weirdness. Like, who knows? I don't know. And then go through all of these different, and I'm a Gemini, so you got that. There's the dual characteristics. What's the dual? The dual is the fight. The fight is what? Light and dark, death and living, right? Maybe why I'm a shaman. Maybe why I'm a demigod. Maybe why I have. So, all of these things that I've participated in over this amount of time Did anybody go to school for 15 years to get a PhD? No, they went for 6, maybe 8. I got A, B, and not only did they have 6 or 8 years in a school, in a classroom, they weren't doing it for 40 hours a week. I've devoted entire 100% of my lifetime over the past, at this point, 18 years almost, to knowing what I know. That's a pretty big fucking credential. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my resume. I spent damn near 18 years of just immersing myself in actuality. Immersing myself in it. And then trying to explain to people what actuality is, because in reality and actuality, what it is your capacity to imagine and influence the universe from your Godhead as a magical creator of all things. That's what it is. There's nothing else to do. That's what it is. So when I talk, as a world builder, as a bridge of consciousness, as what I do and what I've always had the capacity to do. It's funny. When I grew up, I was always into architecture. I remember in my room I had a drafting table, and I would draw plans for a house, the place that I wanted to live, and I would design things. It was just architecting things. I was an architect as a child. I mean, I am now in a different capacity, a different degree. But it's interesting to navigate and architect the mental landscapes so people can reclaim their own divinity. And it's interesting to do that, because while I'm explaining it, it's like, of course I'm doing it myself. Why wouldn't I teach as I understand? It's a grand revelation to self and to others, to like, here, check it out, you're a magician. Here's what I know. Here, hopefully this works for you. Isn't that what everybody does? Like, when you're a child, what do? You share. Children aren't greedy. There's the trick. One of the first tricks that you learned was that, oh, kids want to just, that's mine. No, that's a trained behavior. Children are soft and they care and they share everything. And so do wise people. They don't hoard information, wisdom, knowledge, or money. They don't do that. And so maybe that's why I don't have money. I don't know. And yet I spoke before about knowledge that I have. I feel like once I speak it, it's just out of me. I've not lost it, but it's gone. And so I have something new to say, just a new way to fill up my cup. But as I expand the capacity for me to speak to people, I don't know. It's like this. The capacity for sharing in the childlike mind, and the behavior of what would it look like? What would it be like if everyone was just not so greedy? And how did greed come about? Where did greed come from? Greed came from the idea of not having enough. And what have we been sold? We've been sold on every level. There is a devil, and people talk about it, what it is, who these people are, of the devil planes, the really dense planes, meaning they're dense of mind, not knowing. If the devil, or whatever that is, the greed that occurs, is because we've been sold an idea that there isn't enough, that we don't live in a place that has enough of anything. We've been shown time and time again, there's not enough of food, there's not enough of the water, there's not enough of the gasoline for the cars, all of which are absolutely 100% completely, without question, lies. We live in abundance. All of us do. But somehow, some overlords or archonic forces that hold lies tell us, no, there's not enough. Like when your parents, no, you can't have that. That's what parents do. They say, you can't have that. Even though they have enough, even though they have for you, they won't give it to you. They won't share it with you. And it's not right. It's not healthy. Parents have, rich parents that don't share with their children, like the richness of knowledge, the richness of even wealth, because they live in a poor mentality themselves. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Go check that book out. That might help you all. So here we are. Where was I going with this? Explaining a little bit of who I am in tattoos, and how it is that we should be sharing in this world, and what does that look like? How do we get more? Well, we don't need more because there's already abundance. It's just a matter of the people that are withholding and hoarding information, knowledge, wisdom, and money. They need to stop doing that. Well, since I'm not one of them, maybe I'm thinking this wrong. Maybe you all can tell me if this is the right thought. Should I acquire a lot of wealth? Should I just should I become a multi-trillionaire and then just give it to everyone? Because that's what I would do. It'd be very simple. Should I do that? Or should I just teach you how to be, you know, billionaires and trillionaires yourself? I don't know. Because in one way, I think like if I learned how to get $1 trillion, like, wow. I mean, I would share it with everybody, of course. Like, how much do I really need? Like, I'd rather have more friends with places to live than more places to live with no friends. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Should I just blow this channel up like real big and get my trillions of dollars and make sure you're all taken care of, or just tell you how to do it? I don't know. I'd rather have you be healthy. That's cool. I can teach you that. I can teach you that from this wavelength. I can tell you all about how to obtain health. Know what healing is. Heal wealth and ceilings. Healing the ceiling. What's ceiling? They'll play word games another time. But I guess this is as far as I want to go with this. I'll go farther on some stories about me another time. Talk about like getting hit by a car and dying. That's what I was going to get into today. I was going to talk about because we're talking about death and the Mayans and like, did I already die? Am I already dead? Can you see me? Hello, is anybody out there? Can you see me? This is what I look like. So maybe we'll get into that, or maybe we'll get into some other ideas of the places I've been, the places I may have gone, to be able to bring back and tell you stories to help you alleviate the pain and suffering and anxieties and depressions of your life. I'm a carrier wave for all of this. So cheers, y'all. We'll talk soon.